everyone, welcome into my channel. My name is Katie, my pronouns are she, her, and this is my Flosstube channel. This is the YouTube channel series thing where I talk about my crafts and hobbies and the things that I get up to, sometimes some life updates, that sort of thing. So if you're familiar with Flosstube, you should be pretty comfortable with the kind of things that we talk about, primarily fiber arts, cross-stitching and knitting and that kind of thing. So if you're new here, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that you decided to watch this video, and I really hope that you enjoy this. If you do, give it a thumbs up and a comment, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That would be really awesome. It'd make my day. So following the kind of typical Flosstube format, I want to show you a finish, and this one is one I've been working on for a little while. This is Song of Naru's from Marumi Designs. Marumi Crafts and Marumi Designs are her patterns. She has a Flosstube as well, and this is one of her smaller patterns. This is Song of Naru's, and it says, "Believe in spring, start again, bloom." And it kind of is like a beginning of spring equinox type of pattern. I started it on the spring equinox this year in March, and I kind of liked it for the symbolism, and like, you know, there's a burb looking in each direction, you know, reflecting on the past and looking forward. Spring is always, you know, associated with the season of like new birth and new beginnings, coming back to life after a cold and dreary winter kind of thing. So I thought that was really great. I really dig that. And so I decided that I wanted to do this in pinks and grays. Hers is just monochromatic, but I think that just lends itself to some really great customizations. This variegated floss is a dyeing for cross stitch in the color Cherry Blossom. And then these are DMCs. Did I write down what the DMCs were? I've got my Notion open right in front of me on my tablet, which is great. Okay, so the DMCs are, the darker pink is $3.26 and the gray is $37.99, in case you're wondering. And then this fabric is, it's a little crooked, 16 count Icelandic gray from Witcholt. And I'm obsessed with this fabric. This is just the perfect neutral. So this really only took up a tiny little corner of this whole piece of fabric. Like, I can't even get it in the shot. There you go. I believe it is a fat quarter. Something like that. So I'm just absolutely stoked about this finish. I thoroughly enjoyed working on the pattern, and feeling really pleased with myself. So I have decided, on this exact same piece of fabric, I have a new start. And this is, I did not bring the actual pattern with me because, of course not. This is the start of Quirky Quaker Mothman. This pattern was very kindly sent to me by my friend Amy. She won it in one of Michelle Bendy Stitchy's auctions, and then when she finished it, she sent it my way. And that was just so incredibly sweet of her. So I decided I wanted to get a Quirky Quaker in on this, and I could not figure out what pattern, what fabric I wanted to put it on. Because like a dark blue, the model's on a dark blue. I have like a black, I've got beige, oatmeal, white, cream, Ada's, but none of them were really speaking to me. And then I realized, like, with the red and the black would look so good on the gray. So that's what I did. These are DMC Light Effects. This is my first time using these flosses, and holy cow, they are difficult. this is about, I'd say this is about 6 hours of stitching. I get very distracted in between stitches. Like, I don't tend to, it's, 5 stitches here, watch some YouTube kind of thing. And this is a difficult floss. It's very, like, textured and shreddy, and that was kind of a test of my patience and my willingness to do this craft. Everyone talks about how bad it is, and now I know. But I managed to finish most of the red and some of the silver. I was a little concerned that the silver would not show up the greatest on this fabric, but I think it's actually pretty good. It's a little blendy, but I think I'm going to stick with it. I thought about maybe getting a darker gray for the surrounding doodads on this pattern, but I'm not ripping this out. I don't think that is what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to forge ahead. Yeah, this little quirky Quaker, I didn't place it the bestest for using this chunk of fabric and, like, lining it up with the hoop, because I'm going to have to move it to fit the rest of the silver doodads around the outside, so it should be fine. I may be able to scooch it over, just stitch in hand, but I'm not very great at objects in space and where things fit and things like that. Since this is a 16 count fabric, I'm always a little bit flabbergasted that this is so small. Like, I'm questioning if the entire little Mothman will fit in here with all of its little accessories kind of things. I'm going to trust the process and keep on working on this, and I should have a finish on this guy fairly soon. I can get him back to its home with Amy. I may have to switch the needle minders from the one that she sent me as well, because that's what I want to do. But yeah, a new start, and hopefully pretty soon-ish a new finish. The Quirky Quakers are just delightful little projects. I really like them. So that was really fun, and I thought I was going to, like, want to throw this project across the room because I've heard how bad the floss is, and it is a challenge. I think the hardest part was figuring out how to get it on the needle. Like, after that, it was fine, but just getting it to stay in the needle, it just kept falling out. So yeah, those are my finish and my new start since we last chatted, and I just love them. I think they're awesome, and I can't wait to start another Miriam project. So, the next thing I worked on since the last episode, I did get a little bit more in on Arctic animals, and I'm going to show you. Move this so you can see a little better. The needle minder is a little bit in the way. Okay, so I really just did a little bit of fill-in. On Arctic animals on the on the reindeer's little stand that he's sitting on. Let's see. Since the last video, Arctic Animals has gotten 98 stitches. So that's about one evening of stitching. That's not very much, but I am trying to take it easy because I feel like with this pattern I tend to not take breaks. But I'm about ready to start his little hooves and his legs, so we'll be going upward and get a little more of his body in there, and it'll be just adorable. They're just so cute. I just love it. So, not a ton, but progress is progress, right? This is going to be a pretty short episode, I feel. So, that one was hardly any any stitching at all. And then let me look. Nope, I didn't stitch on that one. I had a project and I thought I had stitched on it, but didn't log it into Notion. But fortunately, that was not correct. So I will not be grabbing that project. And last but not least, for cross stitching, is Maple Lane. I worked on this 2 nights ago, and I got a good bit done. So I'm gonna do that. And then, so what I did since the last episode was I filled in this bus stop, the trolley stop sign, more of her hat and the lady, some of her hair. And then this one actually kind of caught me by surprise because it's actually a little brown and white dog sitting on the trolley. And it looks a lot like my dog Daisy, who passed away in April. So I've got a little cross-stitch Daisy immortalized in this project. I kind of wasn't expecting it, and then it just kind of hit me that this little dog on this trolley looks a lot like my baby. And then this will be better. You can kind of see it a little better. This little baby. So I didn't realize what it was, and then it hit me, and I got a little sad. But I kind of love having it in this project. It's she will be immortalized here. So enough sadness. I filled in more of the leaves and the barista and some. That's a low branch, or no, that's going to be part of the flower pot there. And then I gave the barista some hair. I kind of started. There is more orange here, so I'll go down and fill that in. I don't know that you can see the white very well, but there's a little bit in there. I finished the frame, that's the orange frame around the dog, or his little trolley seat. And so this was quite a good bit of stitching. 2 nights ago, I did 175 stitches, so a lot in here and in this general area. So it felt like a lot. That was quite a good and focused stitchy session for me, and I got really excited when it came up on Tiny Decisions because it had been a while since I worked on this. And then if you're wondering, if you don't recognize, this is the needle minder that came in the inaugural bird box from Miss Laid Pages. It's upside down still. So absolutely beautiful needle minder. Definitely get like notifications to be able to buy your bird box. It's a really good needle minder, really good box. Highly recommend. So I just love this project. One of the things that I kind of got a little surprised by was that this is only about 30% done. I keep thinking, like, this is a lot. Like, this feels like an entire scene once I finish up this chunk I fill in here. But then there's an entire another section of the Maple Lane. There's the plant cart here with another person, and then the down below, and all of the trees. So that's only a third done, and I'm kind of glad that I have a lot more to work on because this is like really fun. So I'm glad that I have a lot to look forward to. Is that weird? Maybe, because it's I'm usually so focused on finishing and getting chunks done, but now I'm just enjoying the process. So according to Notion and Pattern Keeper, I have 5,408 stitches left. That seems like so much. But it's just such an enjoyable experience, so I'm okay with that. So those are all of my cross-stitching projects in the past 2 weeks. That's kind of wild. So I'm going to show you my progress on my love note. That's the only knitting I've done. I guess I'll go ahead and tell you now, one of my hats that I was working on, the fairy snow cap, I ended up frogging back because I think I was knitting inside out on it. I will talk about that one the next time I actually have some stuff to show you with that, because it is in purgatory at the moment. So the only knitting I've done is on my love note. I do have Wild Ivy on slate for today. It is a little late right now, so I may not be able to get to that after I edit. We'll see. But getting ahead of myself. So this is the love note. And at this point, I'm just, I have about a 1/2 inch left of the stockinette for the body, and then we'll start short row shaping for the high-low hem. I'm looking forward to that. My progress keeper is here. This is where I was last time I filmed or showed this in a video. And so I've got about, it's hard to see, that's about 2 inches ish. Let's say, yeah, about 2 inches. So now I can move this up to the top. So, gosh. Okay. That's all my projects, guys. I have plans / happy mail. So, one thing I will say is, I was very remiss in forgetting to mention, and the YouTubers I was watching, my friend Steph from Pocket Roddy Crafts, because she has posted some videos on YouTube, and I have been watching them, I promise. If you do not know her, go check her out. She is a lovely person, and her videos are great. She has some amazing projects. She just had a really cool big finish, so go show her some support for that. So I promise this will make sense soon. I had some happy mail, cover my address, but this is from Mystic Fabrics. It's really cute little mailer thing, envelope, pouch. I love, this is really pretty. So I've kind of taken to trolling some fabric designers for their ready to ship fabric, because Stephanie is doing a stitch along for her birthday coming up soon in the middle of September, and the pattern she chose is just gorgeous. It's Autumn is as Joyful from Leela's Studio, and it's a big pattern, and I was gonna resist because I really didn't need a new project. That thing is massive, and let me pull up my Notion to give you some deets. Whoops. Unless it's loading. There it is. I'm going to open this and show you the fabric I picked. Prepare to be kind of underwhelmed because it's very basic fabric, but this project will look great on it. It's I think she's testing out new dyeing recipes, and it's called Beige Tester. It's a 18 count Aida, and this is 27 by 29. So this is a large pattern. It is something like 270 by 215. Yeah, this is massive. And I was hoping some of the pattern fabric that I had would go ahead and fit on it, but this is just huge. It's a medium. It's really pretty modeling. Beige. The price was right. It was in stock. It shipped really quick. I've never, this is my first, everything is falling. My first order from Mystic Fabrics, and so far, I just opened it with y'all, and this is really beautiful. So I can't wait to put that pattern on there and stitch along with Stephanie and others. I know at least two other friends of mine online are going to be doing this pattern and or something similar for the stitch along from Leela's studio. So it didn't take a lot of convincing, but it's a really beautiful pattern, and I will do my best to insert the cover photo for this. She's big, but I got it off of Leela's Etsy shop so I can get it into my pattern keeper. So that is it as far as plans and making progress on my love note to get that last half inch of just stockinette done. So plans and happy mail kind of rolled up into one another. All that is left to discuss would be books and TV shows. I can't believe I just closed this. I was reading. I mean, I didn't finish it. Libby took back my copy of Jade City. I'm a little unhappy about that. I kind of struggled getting through that one. I was just at 50% and it had to go back. It would not let me renew it. So I'm patiently waiting for it to come back to my bookshelf, and so I can figure out what the heck is going on. Everyone I've talked to have said how amazing it is and that there's this huge plot twist coming that will blow my mind. I don't want to know what it is because it's good up until the point where I have stopped, but it's kind of a slow burn. I'm not like mind blown yet. I like it, but I'm waiting to be like wowed. I'm sorry if this is your favorite book. I'm not. I need to have finished it and have some more complete thoughts. It's really well written. The characters are really interesting. It jumps around a lot. I'm trying to find like a cohesive story and conflict, and it's not quite hitting for me. I think it's going to be a like, not a love. That's kind of my prediction. And I'm not able to make any predictions about like this person's going to do this and that person's going to betray this person and then such and such a plot twist. Like I can't make any educated guesses on this one like I usually do. So we shall see. Hopefully it will come back to me soon. Because I wanna see what all the fuss is about. And Jade City has left my bookshelf, but in that time, I was given my hold for Gideon the Ninth, and this one I'm really loving. This is really interesting. It's necromancers in space, and this one has got me like hooked. I want to know what the heck is going on. Obviously, I guess that's kind of why we read books. The characters are awesome. It's in third person, but I really feel like I'm in Gideon's head and like in her emotions and understand her. And it's like Dune. It was like Galactic Empire and the different noble houses and factions and stuff like that, but really irreverent. It's like if Dune and Nimona had a baby, and that baby was a necromancer or a swordswoman. So I don't know if any of that made sense, but I'm absolutely loving this book. It was recommended. I first heard about it from Michelle Bindi Stitchy. She has really talked this book up, and I agree. I really like it. It's very interesting. I don't know what the plot twist and resolution and everything is going to be. Like I'm only 25% in, so I've got a good bit to go, but I really, really hope I can finish it before it's taken away. So if you have read either of those books, let me know what you think. It's a pretty quick episode, you guys. That is all I have for you today. I'm really loving all the things I'm working on. It's been really good. Like a groove. Yeah, it's been a good groove. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just plugging away at my things and, living my life here, and chatting with you all. I really hope you liked this video. Be sure to subscribe so you can get updated on my Flosstube uploads. And I hope to hear from you all very, very soon. And I will be back before you know it with another Flosstube. Take care of yourself.